Hey folks, it's Sean Butler, Cotton Development Specialist with PhytoGen Cotton Seed. Today we're going to have a little bit of fun with some variety positioning. At PhytoGen, we've got a motto: eat, sleep, grow cotton. We're 100% cotton 100% of the time, and that's the way a lot of our minds operate. For me, it's no different. Most of the time you can find me in the cotton patch trying to figure out how to talk to the plants. But in the instance that I'm not, I'm probably back in a tidal creek, seeing if old redfish or speckled trout want to pick up my bait. Got a buddy back home that really likes to fish. So much so that he makes his own baits. And he must make them look pretty good because the fish around here sure do love them. Got a different bait for every situation, every different environment, a lot like our cotton varieties. So it got me thinking, and I had to make me up a few baits. So I want to have a little bit of fun positioning my varieties with the baits that I commonly use when I'm fishing. I'm going to start with the 3-inch ripping minnow. If I get one chance to go fishing, no matter where I'm at, what I'm targeting, I'm throwing my 3-inch ripping minnow. A lot of things I can do with it: fish it active, fish it slow on the bottom, but it's very consistent. No matter where I'm at, what I'm fishing for, a lot of times I can hook up with a 3-inch ripping minnow. And if I get one chance with a cotton variety, it's PhytoGen 360. PhytoGen 360 is that go everywhere cotton for me. From the clay Piedmonts up in North Georgia and South Carolina, or all the way traveling south to the true sandy coastal plains, and everywhere in between, PhytoGen 360 has a fit. Dry land, irrigated, a lot of different things and a lot of different management strategies to make this cotton work. Early mid to mid maturing with root knot and bacterial blight resistance. If I get one option to try to impress somebody with a PhytoGen cotton looking for very consistent yield potential, I'm going with PhytoGen 360. The next bait on the list is the mud bug, something truly unique. When I'm shooting for a trophy fish, feel like I need to look different, gonna throw that mud bug. A lot of different ways to work it, but trying to make it look like some type of different creature, a shrimp or a crab, but using that uniqueness to make it look different, shooting for that trophy fish. When thinking about a unique cotton, nothing truly fits the bill quite like PhytoGen 400. A lot of its uniqueness comes from its determinacy. No variety on the market as truly determinate as PhytoGen 400. Coupled with being a compact, bushy plant type, it's extremely efficient in hitting high numbers with minimal inputs. If we're looking to back off seeding rate, try to save a few dollars on fertility, or try out something like skip or wide row, 400 uniqueness really fits those scenarios and gives us a good opportunity to try to do something different, hitting those higher numbers with a little bit more efficient investment. The next bait on the list is a 3.5-inch paddling minnow. Now I use this bait most of the time shooting for a trophy fish. A lot of times when I'm using this, I'm going to swim it active, try to make sure that it stays in the top of the water column. I'm also going to throw this kind of towards the end of the season, need a little bit bigger bait profile. But really, again, when I'm throwing this bait, it's to finish off the year strong, trying to work the top of the water column, shooting for that trophy fish. And if there's any variety in the portfolio considered a strong finisher, going to give us that top end yield, it's a variety we tested as an experimental in 2021. It's named for the 2022 release, PhytoGen 411, and one I would definitely recommend getting used to. A mid-maturing variety that we're really excited about because of its top end yield potential. An excellent strong finisher, especially on sandy land. But not only does it have consistently high yield, it also is stacked with bacterial blight and root knot resistance, as well as reniform resistance. A lot of different environments where we can put this cotton and untap some yield potential that we haven't seen before just because of its resistance. But even those acres that we don't have nematodes plaguing them, a lot of extremely exciting yield potential in PhytoGen 411. The next bait I'm going to talk about is one I don't use very often, but I still like to have it for niche situations. That's a 3.5-inch swimming minnow. So if I feel like the creek is stressed, I'm early in the season, or don't feel like there's a lot of bait around, or maybe that creek has just been really heavily fished, that's when I'm going to throw that 3.5-inch swimming minnow. A really big flashy profile, again, trying to counterbalance some stress going on in the creek, try to get those big fish to get up off the bottom and come try to take a bite. And if there's an acre where I'm trying to look to combat some stress, no better suited than PhytoGen 443. Another mid-maturing bacterial blight, root knot, and reniform resistant variety. But again, this one is really suited to overcoming stress. Really big seed, aggressive grower coming out of the ground and early in its growth. really handles some of our clay or stiff soils where soil test phosphorus is typically more limited. Going to get us up out of the ground, get a good root mass going, go find that phosphorus and run us into fruiting. If we need something to try to push through some stress, either just accessing phosphorus and getting going or just getting out of the ground, PhytoGen 443 is an excellent variety to try to combat that stress. The last one is one of my favorites, an imitation shrimp. This is my full season bait. Winter, spring, summer, fall, any time of the year I can throw this bait. A lot of different species, a lot of different places I can throw my shrimp. Mostly anything that's swimming in the creek is going to eat a shrimp. But that full season bait, no matter what time of the year it is, if I pull out that shrimp, most of the time I'm going to be happy with my results. If I'm looking for a go anywhere full season cotton, it's PhytoGen 545. Again, a truly go anywhere full season cotton, PhytoGen 545. I really like this dry land in our lower expected yield potential windows and watch it take that yield to the next level, even where we might not push on it as hard with some of our inputs. But we can take this and put it under a pivot just the same. But again, do it with a little less input. Rely on its full season and root knot resistance to continue to grow off into that late heat and rain that we might get into the fall and continue to make high yield potential that we're looking for. So again, looking for a truly full season cotton that can go anywhere, plant at any time, PhytoGen 545. So that's great and all. Got a lot of cool baits, but you're still missing something, the hook. There's a lot of reason to try the PhytoGen portfolio, from our Wide Strike 3 insect protection to our native trait resistance, including bacterial blight and root knot resistance in a wide range of maturities, as well as reniform resistance in a few of our options. But in a cotton and peanut world, there's no doubt there's one hook or one reason to try PhytoGen. Not much different when I'm fishing. I've got my one hook that in mostly all situations, what I'm going to throw. An owner, number one, razor tip, Ned head, 1/8 ounce. Buddy makes these just the same, live bait or plastics. More times than not, there's one hook that I'm throwing to try to catch them, and it's this number one, Ned head, 1/8 ounce. And no doubt, in the cotton and peanut world, the number one hook, the one reason to try PhytoGen W3FE cotton is the peanut partnership with Enlist. No more do we have to worry about 2,4-DB contamination hanging up in our sprayer, coming out and banging our cotton, giving us the opportunity to split pivots row to row with cotton and peanuts. Again, a true peanut partnership with Enlist, only available from PhytoGen W3FE. Thanks for following along on some of my key varieties. Let me have a little bit of fun with it. A lot of words to say. There's a ton of value packed into that blue and green bag of PhytoGen cottonseed. From our large, high-quality seed to our native trait resistance, there's a lot of different ways that we can tap into that yield potential, and we have the agronomics and range of maturities to do so. So if you have any questions further, reach out to myself or one of your local Corteva Seeds representatives. And thanks again for your time.